There's a push for a new type of food, Zach. Snake and eggs for breakfast. Florida may soon encourage you to eat invasive pythons. So this is a kind of a fascinating story because they're interviewing this woman, Donna Khalil, who estimates that she's eaten a dozen pythons in the last 3 years or so. That's not including the python jerky. She is a python hunter in Florida. She says, I eat it several times a week. I take it out with me on python hunts, and I eat out there. She works for a environmental agency here in Florida. Now, what's been going on, if you haven't, for those of you who don't know, pythons have become a huge problem in the state of Florida because people buy them as pets, and they think, I got a cool Burmese python. It's going to make a great pet. And then you realize quickly that all it wants to do is eat, and you have to feed it, mice and weird stuff. And a snake is incapable of love, incapable of real affection. It is all it wants to do is get out of its enclosure and strangle you and swallow you whole.
Better
so then
watch
you take
out,
it out
Dave.
to the Everglades to let it loose, and then they multiply like crazy because they're an invasive species. What do you make of this, Zach?
Oh, you better watch out saying that. You're gonna have some animal activist rights group coming down on you. No, I think this woman was on a show. There was I forgot what network this was on, but there was a series. It might have been on like Animal Planet or National Geographic. Shit, I can't remember, but it was all about, like, each episode was about these people trying to hunt different like invasive species. And like one episode was about the pythons in Florida, and I'm pretty sure she was the one that they like followed around with cameras, like while she was doing her python hunts.
It wouldn't surprise me because she's quite she eats a lot of python, this lady. And her reasoning was that it was the only thing that she caught that she didn't kill. I don't know what else she catches, or eat rather. Now the thing is though, so their idea here, what they do in Florida is they have these python hunts where they just basically, you're allowed to just go out and just kill anyone you see. You go out in the Everglades and just kill as many as you want. And I think you're allowed, you can just kill one in the wild without, anytime you see a python, you have authorization.
Yeah, you don't need a license. You don't need you don't need anything. You just kill it. I mean, I guess what else is the what else are you going to do? I mean, I don't want to like piss off activist animal people, but like what's the other option other than killing it?
Let them completely take over the environment.
Other than that, if you want to keep them alive, like what you're going to everyone's just going to have a giant, where there's just going to be like some base somewhere in Florida that has billions of pythons, or what are you going to, where are pythons from? Like what part of the world are they naturally from?
I don't know. I mean, this one's called a Burmese python, so I would assume maybe Burma or Myanmar, somewhere in Southeast Asia.
Okay, so so what's the other option? Just take all of the pythons we catch to Southeast Asia, and then out of nowhere, Southeast Asia has an overflowing amount of pythons.
They're like, we don't want them either. These things are nasty and disgusting.
I mean, if you're going to kill them, you might as well eat them, right?
Yeah.
Save you some money. You don't have to get as much meat from the grocery store.
So that's the idea. Maybe the Florida government thinks maybe, well, if we can convince people this is a food, maybe we can create some kind of a market for them, and maybe we can motivate.
Some of it looked pretty good. I was looking at pictures that I sent you earlier of that woman where she had the meat like strung out. Like I guess she already after she did what's called. Now that looks disgusting. I know exactly what it is. I saw a picture earlier. It's heart and liver. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like normal organ meat.
And
I don't like, chicken livers or anything. So I would not like that, but I think that looks good.
This is snake and eggs.
That's got to be dangerous. Like, could you imagine going to a diner and they're like, today's special is snake and eggs. And you think like steak and eggs. Perfect. That sounds great. And then they bring that out and you're like, what? This isn't steak. They're like, no, snake, not steak, snake.
Now, Zach, no, I agree with that 100%. I don't think this is going to catch on. Let me just say that right off the bat. Now take a look at the kind of animals you can just from another story. 18-foot 9-inch caught by these two guys. Look at the size.
There's probably a good amount of meat on that thing.
Look at the face on that thing.
Yeah. I mean, I bet you it doesn't taste that much different than gator, and gator's great.
I had gator a long time ago. I couldn't tell you. It felt a little chewy to me. Now she describes it as it can be a little tough, so it's best in the pressure cooker. So you're already losing me there. Not that pressure cooking is bad per se, but that I've got to go through this whole process to tenderize, and then She says, I really don't want to say it tastes like fish, but it has the texture of fish, but
So it's
tastes
flaky.
like
Yeah, it's flaky,
chicken.
kind of like fish.
So greasy, oily, greasy pork would be I don't know. That doesn't sound appealing to me.
I guess it all depends on how you cook it.
There's also a mercury concern because.
But I guess she says it doesn't taste like gamey.
Okay.
Is what's the big thing. Where like I don't think alligator tastes gamey either.
No,
Where,
I don't think
you
so.
have some meats and it tastes like very wild and different. Where like alligator, I feel like tastes very mellow. It almost tastes like chicken.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, not the same texture.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I think I didn't eat it. I'm like, I think I didn't like. I would say alligator tastes less gamey than venison, right?
yeah, definitely. And I think it tastes less gamey than frog. Have you ever had frog legs?
No.
Oh man, frog legs are great.
Are they?
Yeah.
How do
Well,
you
I mean,
have
we're from Maryland. We're used to eating weird looking shit. Like oysters. Like who is the first guy to see a rock? It's a rock in the water and think, I'm going to crack this rock open. And they crack it up and they say, look, snot, rock snot. I'm going to eat this. You know what I mean? So
That's a great point.
yeah,
And well, oysters are great. Yeah.
they are.
Now, so do you think? Okay, no, I mean, you mentioned alligators. I think all of them should be murdered as well. But that's another conversation. But what do you think? Now, by the way, her favorite. She likes to eat invasive species. Her favorite is lionfish, iguana, and then python's her least favorite invasive species. Would you eat iguana's a problem in South Florida as well? Would you eat an iguana?
Sure. I mean, it probably doesn't taste that much different than alligator meat.
I guess you just try it, right?
All those like reptiles or whatever are probably all taste the
same. Do you think this is going to catch on and help get rid of the python invasion?
People get hungry enough. I don't know. Maybe like one day, like cows will be gone and like chickens will be gone. Everyone will have to be relying on Beyond Meat and all the meat alternatives, and then people will turn to python and alligator and as their main source of actual protein.
Oh, you've just
like animal protein.
That's my nightmare scenario.
Forced to eat a Beyond Meat burger for the rest of your life.
It'll be beyond. It won't even. Then after that, even worse because we've forgotten what cow tastes like. The Beyond, and then there will be no more pythons. It'll be a python flavored burger.
The next is going to be. I think the next Beyond fast food chain to do Beyond Meat is going to be like Chick-fil-A. They're going to do like a Beyond Meat chicken nugget. Someone's going to maybe not Chick-fil-A, but someone's going to do like a Beyond Meat chicken nugget here soon.
No. Don't even. Let's like have Chick-fil-A. You're on notice, Chick-fil-A. If you do anything to my nuggets, it's over. I'm not going to get more specific than that, but you've been warned.